All right, Harrison. The Chiefs, they pick up Williams' option. I'm going to let you take care of this one because you're the Chiefs guy here at Chat Sports.
Yeah, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. We'll keep you guys updated throughout free agency, so go ahead and subscribe over there. So Damien Williams, no surprise here. They had a team option for $2.3 million. That's one of the best contracts in the NFL for a running back because he fits their system. He can run. He can catch. Yeah, he's not great. You'll throw up his regular season stats. It's not, pretty. But he's been great 2 playoff runs in a row.
So here's my argument with Damien Williams. You said good, cheap fit, and Chiefs system. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm going to try to find cheap because I honestly believe any running back that's at least decent at catching the football is a great fit with that offense.
And he does that. And for $2.3 million, why would you go look elsewhere? Because he does everything you need. He's a good enough runner. He's I won't say excellent receiver, but he's really good in that area as well. Finished strong last year, had some injuries. He's been just awesome, though, the last 2 playoff runs. Quite frankly, he probably should have been the Super Bowl MVP.
He should have been the Super Bowl MVP.
All things equal,
he should have been.
He kept that Chiefs offense afloat for about 2 quarters and sealed the game with that long touchdown run at the very end. So I like Damien Williams. A lot of people keep mocking running backs to the Chiefs in round 1. Why? You don't need a top-end running back.
Because I think everyone that does mock drafts around the Chiefs at times, I think they want to do it for fantasy football, and they're like, oh, let's put a great running back with the Chiefs.
And I get that, but you've got Williams, Darwin Thompson. I think has some potential as a receiving back.
I like Darwin Thompson.
And I like Darrell Williams, too. When he plays, he's a good back as well. They're going to lose LaShawn McCoy, but he stunk last year anyway. So Damien Williams, you get him back for $2.3 million for 2020. Very team-friendly deal right there. I want to ask you guys this question. Who should the Chiefs target in NFL free agency? And let's keep this to non-Chiefs. I'm not saying, let's bring back Chris Jones. That's obvious. We'll get to him in just a sec. But what non-Chief should Kansas City go after during this free agency period? Do you have anyone that comes to mind?
Off the top of my head, I think you need to continue to build that defense. I would have said, you threw me off because I would have said they should bring back Kendall Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller and Breland, you need to keep at least one of those guys. I think is going to be.
You got to let Sammy Watkins go, obviously.
Yeah, I think
continue to build the offensive, defensive line as well. So who should the Chiefs target in free agency? And for those of you Chiefs fans out there, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV.
I'm seeing a few in there. Xavier Rhodes. Someone said
nobody wants a Xavier Rhodes.
Non-guaranteed deal. I don't have a problem with it, but keep those coming in. Let's get to the Chris Jones news. This became official. It's been news for a while now that they were going to tag him. Now it becomes official. He is under the franchise tag. If he plays under that, just over $16 million this next season, Mitch, the team and Jones still want to come to a long-term agreement, but kind of like Dak and the Cowboys, you can't let the guy hit the market.
There's no way
you got to get him under the tag, and at least you buy yourself some more time to try and get him to a long-term deal. He could be a tag and trade candidate. I don't think the Chiefs want to go that route, but they are cash strapped. I think Sammy Watkins is going to have to get cut because I don't think he's going to take a restructured deal. So we will see what happens long-term with Chris Jones, but at least they've got him secure.
See, I think Chris Jones at age 26, so making 16.1. I know Aaron Donald is an incredible defensive lineman. I think he's the best player in the NFL, but I actually think Chris Jones is right up there with the best defensive lineman in the entire NFL. I mean, you're talking about a player who's playing defensive tackle. Sometimes he plays end as well.
Yeah.
Who can stop the run and who is incredible against the pass and especially getting after the quarterback. Sure, 2018, 15.5 sacks. People will say, oh, he had a down year with 9 sacks.
He missed 3 games this year. They switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3 under Steve Spagnuolo. It's going to take a guy some time to go from end to defensive tackle. By the time he hit his stride, the second half of that season when he got healthy, you could tell he was back to his peak form. He was critical in the Super Bowl and getting some stops down the stretch to keep Kansas City in the game. It's very rare, Mitch, to find an interior defensive lineman who gets after the quarterback the way Chris Jones does. You don't let those guys.
The only other player that can do it, it's Aaron Donald to me. Like that's the only other player that I see on the defensive line, no matter where you line him up. Chris Jones and Aaron Donald, they have an act for getting after the quarterback, and honestly, that is almost priceless in today's NFL.
Pass rushers after quarterbacks are probably the most valuable position on the field because there's just not a lot of good ones.
So, again, if you haven't subscribed to the Chiefs channel, Harrison drops videos over there all the time. You can see it. It's the link below. We'll put it in the comments section. But, again, for all you Chiefs fans out there, go subscribe to the channel. Hit that big red button. The link is youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Chris Jones, I would argue, is the #1 defensive lineman right now on the free agency market.
Yeah, and just to kind of wrap things up, Chris Jones is the Chiefs' focus during this free agency, and maybe a Patrick Mahomes extension. So hopefully that deal gets done. Hopefully they come to terms on a long-term contract.